Our next guest is a two-time Pro Bowler and stud wide receiver. He is entering his 4th year with the Miami Dolphins. Please welcome to First Take, Jarvis Landry. Jarvis, good to have you here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Juice.
Said last time he was here there was snow on the ground, so we're happy that we were able to put together a better weather package for you.
I appreciate that.
You have said that there will be no contract negotiations during the season. Make your case right here on the First Take desk. Why would you deserve to be the highest paid receiver in the league?
I think first of all is just, the leadership that I bring to the team, and not only that, I think, all great players, they find a way to make the guys around them better, and I think that my competitive nature, elevates the game of, the DBs, the receivers, and everybody around me, for that matter. And, not only that, I mean, I hate to talk about numbers or whatever, but, I think that kind of speaks for itself. Whether we winning or losing, I'm always going to be the same. I'm always going to play the same. I always have that same attitude, and I think that the value of being able to be a special teams guy, return man, the diversity of being able to come out the backfield or, wherever I can line up anywhere. So I think for me.
Jarvis, do you think you get the respect, the attention that you deserve? I mean, you talk about the numbers, but when people talk about, I don't know, top 5 receivers in the league, they're talking about, Julio and Odell and A.J. Green and maybe Dez in there. And it gets a little wild before they start saying Jarvis. Do you feel like you are getting the respect you deserve?
I believe at the end of the day, man, when my career is over, the numbers will say it all. Right now it's just, those guys are truly amazing, truly guys that I respect around this league and guys that I take bits and pieces of out of their game to implement in mine, for sure. But, I think at the end of when it's all said and done, the numbers will say it all.
Now you mentioned before how you said that Dolphins are going to sweep the Pats this year. What brings that confidence, that swag that you'll be able to sweep the Pats? Especially when they swept you guys last year. I mean,
any true competitor, in anything you do, you never want to believe you're going to lose, and I think that's been my mindset, until we lose, then we're going to win, and that's just been my mindset, and I don't care who's on the other side of the ball. We want to win all 16 games, not just against the Patriots. We want to get 16 games, and for me, that's my mindset. If you don't think like that, then why take the field at all? Why compete, if you already think you're going to lose? So for me, that's just been my mindset, and that was part of the statement that I made.
Let's go back to the Bayou Bengal days, LSU, and of course your friendship with Odell Beckham Jr. Which of you two is going to put pen to paper first? You guys talked about this?
No, we haven't talked about this. But, I think the biggest thing for both of us right now, man, is just, finding a way, again, to make our teammates better, to make our team better. We both lost in the first round of the playoffs this past year. So, for us, man, hopefully we can meet in the Super Bowl one day. But, for us, man, honestly, we love this game so much, and that's shown through, his dancing, the way that he plays the game, the emotion that he brings to the game, and the things that I do, as far as emotionally, the passion, that our love for the game is honestly, it's bigger than the money, and for us, that's just been our main focus.
You said to me just a minute ago that you look at all those guys we mentioned, Julio, Dez, Odell, whoever, and you take little bits and pieces from their game. Give me an example of that. Take me inside your preseason training. You're looking at film. You're doing whatever. And you're like, look at that. Look what Odell's doing here. Look what Julio did here. Give me just one example of something you took from one of those guys and put into your game.
I mean, think about it. I mean, you look at Odell. Just the way that he's releasing. Getting off press coverage. I think that's been the biggest thing for me. Finding a way to get off press coverage, and I've worked with him this offseason as well. Trying to find ways to get off press coverage, and he's taught me different techniques. Whether it's grab and pull through. Whether it's take a little bit more time at the line. And that's allowed me to, work on something this offseason that I'm going to be excited to show this season.
You got some kind of like hand weights or something you used all offseason? That handshake that you just gave me when we walked out here is the firmest. It is the firmest handshake I've ever had in my life. It hurt.
It's forearms. It's forearms. That's
I don't know, man. Somewhere in the mids.
Talk to us about Coach Orgeron. You know, he's taking over for LSU. What makes him the best fit for the LSU program moving forward?
Oh, man, I mean, he's a Louisiana guy. You know, his whole demeanor, you know, everything about him. You know, obviously he's a defensive-minded coach, coached the D-line for a while, and I think with hiring him as Coach Miles left was a great pickup. You know, I don't think there was a better guy to fit the mold and understand what the tradition of LSU was really about, you know, outside of Coach O. And, you know, I think that LSU did a good job with that one. That's a great pick. That's a good pick.
Last question for you. What is Adam Gase doing to change the culture of mediocrity down in Miami?
You know, he's raising the standard. He's raising the standard level. You know, he's requiring, you know, that much more out of each and every guy, out of himself every day, you know, and, you know, he comes in and, you know, he talks about leadership. He talks about the little things. You know, he talks about the little things. He talks about that 1%. You know, and it's something that for us, we've stood behind him. You know, I think when you have a coach, a young coach, you know, it says a lot when he can get, you know, these guys to rally behind him and trust him like we are, you know. So we on board, you know, we're on board, and I think that's the biggest thing. That's the next step for us to where we want to go as an organization, as a team.